you don't have, yeah, thank you, Susan. We don't have dedicated steps that you'll always use for cleaning your data. Even if you put it in real life, uh, even if they put you in a room that is dirty, it is all about up to you whether to first put the dirty clothes out and mop, or you mop when they are in and put them out. So what goes first, it's your choice. But sometimes there are some things which you have to do first, but not all that has to be a sequential. So I will share my screen. We look at actually what we did last time. It's where we are going to rely to have our queries. So you should be able to see my screen. Just a moment. Okay. Last time we did a lot, and most of the things we tackled them. Only that today I wanted you guys to ask me. That's why I'm calling it a Q&A session. So, but what I will need to show you is we are going to follow the course outline, I can say. I have sent on WhatsApp. Here it is. I added it on our program. So it's what I will follow. Then you can come in and please feel free to unmute at any point. We hear from you. So these are the few things we are going to follow up. I want to show you how it's done. Then you can correlate with the data you'll be working with. So I'll just copy this and put it nearby. With an add button. So you'll always click on add. It will add now to 2000. If you want to add only like 3 rows, when you click add, you'll see it will add 3 rows. So you can always add yourself rows depending on how you're dealing with your data. Why with Google Sheets, they don't give you a leverage like how it is in Excel, where you have 1 million already there? Because this is a dynamic spreadsheet. It is more dynamic, being that you don't need to use a lot of space when you are not occupying that space. Since even it is online, it means that every time it will be refreshing with the users you have shared with, and the speed will always depend even on the connectivity or the machine you're using. So that's why you always have to be optimized when you're using Google Sheets. So I'm going to paste here my course outline such that we can follow as we are going forward. Now I will hide this we did last time. Still, I will want us to do it together now. I want to hide sheet 1 to sheet 2, all this, that, and that one. So if you want to select all of them at once, you press a control as you click on one by one. So you'll check that the sheet data and sheets 4, they are not having same color like how the other 2 are, because these ones have been selected together. So the moment I right click on them, I will always have an option of hide sheets. The moment I say hide sheets, those sheets will be hidden. And when you access that sheet, it will always tell you, the spreadsheet will always tell you that the sheets are hidden. So this one is when you start collaborating your sheets with other people. Why you on Google Sheets, why the business maybe we may want you to use Google Sheets, because Google Sheets data is more protected than in Excel. The moment someone takes your laptop, he has access to all your Excel reports. But with Google Sheets, the moment that person doesn't have the logins to your email, no one is going to access your personal or your company data. So that should be one of the reasons why companies are either switching to Google Sheets or they are switching to 365 or Excel Online. Why? Because Excel is a desktop application where someone can have access to your files the moment he has access to the gadget. So if you have been looking for reasons why companies are moving into this space, that is the main core reason: protection. And we are going also to look at protection today. How do you protect your data? I've shared my data with five, 6 people, but I only want 2 people to always edit. The other 4 should always only view. We are going to look at that together. So the sheets you have hidden, you can always retrieve them. When you come to these 3 bars, you'll always see all the sheets, whether hidden or visible. The ones which are hidden, you'll see them, they are in gray color. Then the ones which are visible are in black. And the sheet that is active will always have a tick. So that's the difference you can always tell. If you want to rename your sheet, it is always a double click, then you rename your sheet. It may seem more basic, but these are the things we always keep out and we struggle to have them done. Okay. Today, I'm going to start with sorting, where we are going to look at single and multi-level sorting. Last time, we created our sheet, which was this. I think I remember. Let me remove this column since it is not. I'm targeting all my rows to be having the same height. Last time we looked at how do you create a filter, how do you create a customized filter. I gave you the reasons that whenever you're sharing this sheet with anyone else, you are collaborating with anyone else on the same workbook. The moment you sort or the moment you filter, it means that the same actions you're doing, they are affecting someone on the other end. So how do we do it? Last time we said when you insert a filter, it is this. You can always look for it. You insert a filter. These are the filters inserted. So the moment you filter here and I say I'm filtering only a bus, yes, indeed, you're going to get only a bus. But it means even another person who is having this sheet is going to be interrupted, that you will have to look at the choice of the filter you have done. So last time we said that when you insert a filter, you always come on this other icon, you say create a new filter, view. That's why it is given a view. So the moment I say create a new filter view, you'll always see that black outline. Then any filter now you do doesn't affect anyone who is shared to this sheet. So which means what I've filtered out, if there was anyone shared in this sheet, that person wouldn't be seeing my choices of filters I've done. So going back, you can always do none. The moment you do none, it dissolves what you have done. That's one. That is on filtering. Then what I was looking at is on sorting. Sorting is always, we know A to Z, Z to A. Obviously, when we come to, let's say, this solve 2, even when I click on the filter, it will show me that the data has sorted itself from A, and the last this side is Z, or any letter that is near Z. So, and that's why at the top here, we always have two options. We have sort A to Z, sort Z to A. So when I say sort A to Z, it will sort. And we call this a single sorting. Then there is a multi-sorting, which means if I sort A to Z here, then I also come on shift 2, I also sort A to Z. But remember, when you come on shift 2 and sort A to Z, this sort will be lost. Let me say sort Z to A. You see, this sort here will be lost. It means that I will not get A to Z here and again get it the same way this side A to Z. Ideally, you may want this. You may want to sort A to Z. You want the shift 2s of a bus should also come and sort here. The S go on top and the Z go below, such that by the time a bus is done, we should be seeing here a shift 2 of Z, maybe the same bus. So that one we call it multi-level. How do we get it? So which means when you come to this and sort A to Z, then the second one, just wait a moment. Just a moment. Okay, so when you sort this A to Z, there is always here an option of data where there is show sort range. So this sorting range is another option that can give us a multi-level. So at the moment, it is inactive. It is inactive because we have not selected any range. So we are just clicking in one of the cells. So the moment we select Control Shift to the right, to the left, you all are aware about that. And I come to data, this time I will have sort range. So sort range, it means that I want to do multi-sorting. Maybe there is a column I want to sort A to Z, but that column, I want to sort another column relating to it also A to Z, like I have already shown you. So which means here we shall use now the sort range. So the sort range, we have sort range A to Z, sort range by column A. So here we shall say, let's go to advanced range sorting. So the moment you come to advanced, sorry, here they will give us the column headers, column 1 up to the last one. But they are calling them column A, column B, column C because we haven't told Google Sheets that, by the way, the first row is our heading. So I'll just come and tell you here that, by the way, data has header row 1. So the moment I come back here, you'll see it is number, login, like that, going downwards, which means I want to first sort by sold to. I want to sort my sold to from A to Z. That is number 1. Then I will add another sort. Then another sort, I will say sort maybe shift to. Also sort it A to Z. You can even add another sort. And you say another sort, I want you to sort my date. My date. Now, since this is not recognized as date, we should have got here something like oldest to newest. Remember, we didn't change that, I think. So I'll come on day. So let me sort the day from A to Z, which means A to Z, it is giving us 1 to be the A and the last maybe the highest to be the Z. Now, what does this mean? They are going to sort SOL2 column from A to Z. When they are sorting the second one, they are not going to tamper with the sorting already done in column 1. Then they are not going to tamper with the sorting done in column 2 and 1 when they are sorting by day. Let's do it. So I'll go ahead and say sort. Now, when I go back on top, just on top, like this. These are the columns we have sorted. So we started with SOL2. We said we sorted SOL2 from A to Z. It means that when I scroll down, actually, when you're scrolling Google Sheets and you see the header is disappearing, this is what you do. There are two options. You can come on view and freeze the first row. Freeze row number 1. Or there is a shortcut here. You see where there is that gray, this grayish line. One is vertical, one is horizontal. Always drag it and put it wherever you want, what you want to freeze. So you see now I have frozen row number 1. If I take it back like this, the freezing goes away. If I drag it up to 5, which means I'm freezing up to 5. You see when I'm scrolling, number 1 up to 5 are constant. So that's how we do freezing. So even if you want to freeze columns, you can move this one like this, which means when I scroll to the left like this, column A and B will stay intact. And when I scroll up, 1 to 5 stay intact. So you can also do that from view here. Freezing rows is this is freezing columns. If I say no freezing columns, obviously this freeze will disappear. If you go on view and you say no freezing rows, even this view will disappear. So we needed this for row number 1. So when you check here, we have frozen our row number 1, but our main issue was here. We are looking at this. So you see column number I, that is SOL2, is what we first sorted. We first did the sorting on column number I, SOL2. Then we did the second sorting on column number J. Let me bring my day nearer such that, so when you're dragging, when you're moving a column in Google Sheets, just drag by the column header. Column header is the A, B, C, D, the alphabets. So just drag by the column header, move it like this. It will move easily. It's not like in Excel where you have to press a shift. So these are my 3 columns I'm dealing with. Let me first highlight them. We shall move the highlight later. That is too sharp. So these are the 3 columns I did sorting with. So we first sorted this, we sorted this number 2, then we sorted this number 3. Now, what does it mean? You see, this is all a bus. Now here they sorted a bus, Abdu, Amur. The 2 Amurs were brought together, actually the 3. Then after bringing the 3 Amurs, which means the next thing they have to look at the date. So they brought 1, 8th, and 22nd. Amur is done. Then they came to the next. Because this G and the bracket here, the bracket comes first. That's why they are sorted that way. So the next is 1, 21st. Now they came to this one. Because this one is still the same, they came to this, that is Mitiana. Got over. They started Wakiso. From Wakiso up here. Now 3, 6, 12 downwards up to 30. That's what they call multi-sorting. So we have single and multi. So at some point you'll always need the multi. Where will you need the multi? Let's repeat it again with the track numbers. So I'll remove the colors. Those. Let's repeat again the sorting. Select all your range. If you want to select the whole sheet, you can always click here in the middle. In the middle of the column header and the row headers here, When you click there, you will have selected the whole sheet. You come on data, you come on sort range, you come on advanced sort range. Then you say, by the way, my data has headers. Then you come and start sorting. So add sorting. So the first one, we want to sort by the solved to, A to Z. Then another one, we want to sort, what should we go for? Let's go by track, A to Z. So which means, actually, let me sort this one Z to A. I think that's when we shall get a difference. Then we sort tracks. No, let me again sort ship to. Ship to, I'm going to do A to Z. So we are sorting these two. So when I say sort, automatically you'll see that something has changed here. So you'll see this is Z. Let's go to a bus. It will give us a good picture because for it is A. So when you check a bus here, this was sorted. Bus doesn't have. Okay. So which means we first sorted this from A to Z. Then after that, we went to this, but still it is also starting with A. I wish I had something else here. Let's look at this one. Okay. Now, when you look like at Reserviona Traders, they first sorted this. Obviously, it was the sorting of the whole column. Then they came to this sorting. Now you see this sorting that M came after. Did we do right what we were meant to do? Because this was supposed to be Z to A. But the picture to it all, what I want you to pick that you can always sort multi-sorting. You can always do multi-sorting rather than the one we are used to where we only do single sorting. And when you go back, when you want to sort another column, the other one gets disorganized. So that is something I was bringing to you. Just take it. Even if you don't use it on daily, at some point you'll need it. Then filtering records, that one we saw last time. Please feel free to stop me and we hear from your end in case you have any query. So I'm not going to dwell much on filtering. Sorry?
Sabiti Urban here.
Yes, yes.
A quick one on filtering. In case someone already is filtering, are you able to also filter as they're filtering?
Yes, yes. Now, I want to share this with me. I think, let me share with myself with another account of me, such that we have the two sheets and we know how it is done. So I'm going to send to Subtech Online. I'll go the other side and open the same sheet, bring it here. Then we can look at both of them. Okay. We can get, we are ready to receive even more than one question as we are doing something else. Okay. Now, before I bring this other sheet, I want you to be vigilant on what is going to happen here. Someone else is joining this sheet. So I want you to notice what is going to happen. You get, you see what has happened, that whenever someone joins that spreadsheet, you'll always see those people in that someone is live, someone is opening that document. So okay. I'm going to bring this document also here. We have a visibility of both at once. Now, when you check here, it is Subtech logged in. When you check on this, it is Sabiti logged in. And whenever Subtech has clicked somewhere, you will see that this person is working in that sheet. and you can always tell that their cursor is there. And most of the cases when it is protected, you may not edit this, not until this person leaves. Most of the cases. Then when you come to this, you'll see the same thing. So we are going to do the filtering on one end, then we see whether it is affecting the other one. Let's first start with this filter. I'm going to filter out one of the tracks. So if I want to filter this, actually there is another option of filtering. You may not come here and type the track you want. If you already have the value that I want to filter this track, all through, right-click on it, move down, look for filter, where is filter? Let's first remove these filters. Right-click and create a filter. Filter by cell value. So this is what I was looking for. So the moment I want to filter by this track, and I don't want to go the other round of put filters, again, copy this, this is what you would have done. You would have copied this, bring it here. First, always clear what is selected. If you are searching for something specific, put it there, select all. If there are many, they will all be selected. If it is one, it will select the one. In case I'm looking for all the UBDs, I will not come here now, I start selecting one by one. No, it's not done like that. The moment you search for UBDs, come and select all of them here. The moment you say, okay, all the UBDs will be selected. So you see all the UBDs will be selected. Now, this is Sabit doing this. Let's go to Subtech. So you'll come to Subtech, you'll find that he's also affected because you filtered UBDs. And the moment he removes this filter, and for him he says, me, I want only this track, he will filter this. The moment you go back to Submit, he will also be affected. So you'll find that you're just fighting with the same sheet. At the end of the day, someone will just pick a phone and call the other one, please, let me finish, then you'll do it later. Those scenarios are there. To stop all that, this is what we do. So I'll remove filters. You'll see even this one, filters have gone. So what we do, I will create a filter. Obviously, I will put a filter. Then I will come here and say, create a filter. So when I say create a filter, let me first delete all the filters that are there, such that I remain with nothing. So I will come, create a new filter. The moment it brings the black ribbon, it means that the next thing I'm creating is my own visibility. So let's go with the other vehicle we are looking for. You can pick any vehicle here. No, when I'm doing that, I can't. So let me pick this. Click here. First, clear everything. Paste what you have brought. Select it or select all. Okay. Now you see, Sabiti is filtering out 585Q. But when we go to Subtech, he still has all the visibility. Even he doesn't know that I've filtered anything. So this person will also go ahead and do his own filter. Let's say if I come here, you see there is another filter. You can tell that filter is there. If I rename this filter, let me see. Just a moment, there is a pop-up I'm hiding on my screen. So if I go back to Sabiti and I rename this filter, I don't call it filter 1. I put that track number. Let me call it 585Q. Oh, am I typing? Oh. That one, and I enter. So I've created a filter of that vehicle, which means when I come to Subtech this side, when he comes to this, on create filters, he will see this filter because it's for this document, which means that Subtech also, if he doesn't want to do all the other steps I've done, he can come here and click on this. Immediately we'll be getting the filter I have. So if he goes ahead and clears, it doesn't affect what the other one is doing. Now, what I wanted is this person also to filter his own stuff. Let me say this one is going to filter, let's filter cache hardware. So the moment this one comes and filters cache hardware like this, remember this one has not created a filter. Let's go the other side. Now, because the other one didn't create a filter, it means that that person is affecting me. He is going to affect me if I was not having my own filter view. Because I'm still having my own filter view, it is not affecting me anymore this side. But let me remove my filter view and I say none. You see, the moment I say none, I automatically pick a filter the other second user is working on, which means I was more safe when I was using filter view. So it means that this other user also was supposed to create another filter view. Let me remove this by saying create a filter view. Then he comes and filters out cache hardware. Also, you can rename this. If it's something that you always come back and filter out, you can rename that. Which means when we go to the other user, he's not seeing anything. Actually, this user can also go ahead and even do his vehicle. So this one is filtering a vehicle. This one is filtering a sold tool. All of them are protected. So this is the discipline you should have when you are dealing with filters. The moment you see someone is in that document, don't use the other filter of the basic one because you are affecting the other users. And you can imagine if someone was presenting and he has clicked here, like he's counting for maybe the team, let's go on quantities. Let's say he has selected here and he's telling the team, by the way, we have 570 as the sum. There is someone else this side who will come and filter something else. Automatically, this person is going to be having wrong results. So that is it on our filters. Some people have, I want to sort by the last column from the highest to lowest. Someone has shared a sheet here. Okay, this is good. So Timothy is asking that I want to sort this from the highest to lowest. Using the last column, right? If I've got it right, then this is something you should get rid of. When you are having raw data that you are not using your raw data just for temporary that you're going to dump it, get rid of getting summing within the data. We have learned how to create pivot tables. Go ahead and create pivot tables and do all these aggregations. So that is the first thing I'll always remove from your data. I'm cleaning data. So in case you always have such, make sure that you don't have thing like you need to sort this. Let me reread the question again. I want to sort by the last column from highest to lowest. So sorting by the last column from the highest to lowest, which means when you come to this highest to lowest, you'll always use Z to A. So the moment I do Z to A, it should give me, no, there is something wrong. You know what is wrong? It means your data is not aligned. These are not numbers. This is 900. They are just looking at a 9. They are not looking at this 7,000, which means this comma was not meant to be there. So how do we clean data like this? This comma was manually input, which means this is like a text. If it was put directly by a format here, by saying format numbers like this, it would be different. So why you're getting challenges to sort this is because you have a manual comma here. So how do you remove this? Just by select everything, control find, click on that 3 dots such that we find every comma, we replace it with nothing. So the moment you do that, then here, if I come now to sorting this to numbers and I remove, I reduce the decimals. Now, this is a number such that when you double click in it, you shouldn't be seeing the comma. Timothy, I think you get it right. The moment you double click a number and the commas remain means that those commas are manually input and it will not give you what you're meant to be having. So let's come back. You see now even the 30s have gone on top, which was not this, previously giving us in the visibility of the filters. So when you come to sorting this A to Z, you see now automatically we have the 1,000 on top and going downwards like that. Yeah, the 7,000 is on top this time. So that is the only thing you were meant to do. That is part of data cleaning. That's why I was telling you that data cleaning doesn't have a criteria. You have to just look at data, understand it, and clean it the way how it is. The way the dirtiness you have seen, you have got from that data. Then when you come to your dates, I told you the first thing to check that it is always a date. You double click on it. It should give you a calendar, and the calendar should show you exactly what the date is. And to test that right, you should always come to a date that has a number that is more than 12, like this one. Because the other one may read 6th July, or it may read 7th June. You come on this, double click. The moment it gives you a calendar, then your cover. The moment it does give you the calendar, it means that your date needs mechanics. So I think, Timothy, that is it. Thank you for bringing up this. I know it has bothered you, but that was
yeah, thank you. It is directly from TAC, so I'm sure some people could be having the same challenge. Exactly. There was no manual input of the commas. It was directly downloaded from TAC. So I'm sorted now. I think even anyone who was getting the same issue is okay now.
Okay.
When you get that data up, you can highlight the columns and convert to number when you right click. The error. Yes.
Also, it is another option. Though the position, the option Susan is giving works when that data is coming from a web system, but there are some systems like desktop systems like Hodim. If there is any system like you see Hodim is, sometimes that selecting of the whole column and coming here to more options and choose numbers, sometimes it doesn't work. Those commas get stuck. But the other option I showed you, it is universal for all, but you can always try whichever works, you go with that. But there are some workings which don't work for some of the reports. I think you have seen that with dates, converting dates even in Excel. You saw there are some reports where you just put date value and it changes. There are some where we had to first split and join. So, so long as you know all the techniques, it is all to your disposal. So thank you for this. Then the other thing, I've shown you how all users will always have the visibility. Here I'll go ahead and remove by doing none. So the moment you come to these filters and say, yep.
Another question, I'm requesting, let's first go back to Timothy's sheet. There's something I want some clarity on. I'm assuming in that last In case you find numbers that have signs on them, let's say like the US dollar sign or UGX sign, how do you remove it from that number? How do you remove it?
Let me show you how those numbers come in. There are sometimes when it was a direct formatting that there was a dollar like that. You see, I've come here to format.
Yes, like that.
Yes, when you find that it is uniform throughout, it means that it was input using a format directly in Google Sheet. Sorry. I will undo this first. So what I said, if you want to know that a number is automatically formatted by that spreadsheet, double click in that number, the format will disappear and you remain with only the number. So when I double click in this number, you see the dollar disappears. That one tells me that the formatting was done directly in this sheet. So I can go ahead, select this, you go to number format here, you just click on numbers. So the moment I click on numbers, it will have to change it to numbers, or you can always go to automatic. Automatic will take everything to numbers. Automatic, it is like an AI. So you'll see the dollars disappear. Then there are these dollars, which will be manually input like this. Shift dollar like this. So, but since a dollar is already a standard, even if you manually input it, when you double click, it will go away, which means it is a standard that it can also be removed by a format, directly by a format. So the moment it fails going off by a format, that's when you'll always come and say, my dear, let me do Control F, that is Control Find. You come and click on the 3 dots, find it and replace it. But make sure that always you're finding and replacing when you have selected a specific range, which is only this column. Don't always distort your data by finding and selecting everything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
So I think that is it.
Chris.
Any other question?
Yeah, I have one. The data I've shared with Susan, you know, sorting this data holding. While sorting, there are some transactions which disappear. So I wanted this Susan to share with you. You help us out.
Actually, share a link here. Share a link here on this chat. If you are not using your phone to, maybe if you're using your phone to. But Susan is still on the road, though she has logged in. I don't know whether she'll manage to share with me. But share with me. I can put here my email address.
You put it. Okay, you do so.
This is,
I've seen it. Michelle.
Okay. Okay.
As she's sharing, I think we can also do this. I want to tap many things at once, just to give us a hint. I know we have all used Google Sheets. I don't want to go baby steps. Now, when you're sharing data, let's start with that. When you're sharing this data, when you click on share, you'll always see people who are shared with that data. And you'll always see even who is the owner. And this owner will go ahead and restrict some people who to see what and who to do what. So you see that like there is one who is just a commenter, which means this person can't edit. Then there are the other ones who are editors. Now, if you want to change someone to another criteria, you will always come here, change that person to view, change that person to comment or edit, or remove that person. Then another trick is here, which is always the best trick to use, but you use it when you know that the data you're sharing is not so sensitive. When you always come here on restricted, you see that this sheet is only restricted to the people who are here. Even if I shared with you this link, that link they have shared in the chat, you can't access it if you are not part of this. then only people with access can open this link. Now, there is another option. You can come on this and you say, I want to give only people who are wholesome. It means when I give wholesome, anyone who has an email at Lafarge@wholesome, that person will have access, even if they just shared with me this link, copied and share. Even if you share on WhatsApp, I will get it. Even if Timothy doesn't know me, but I'm under wholesome, this person will have to. So when we are sending emails, and you know you have put some people in the email, you want them to share on, to view that report, always come here, say all wholesome, then make sure that you leave it viewer only, such that everyone in that mail will view, but they will not edit. The only people here, they are the ones who will edit, which means in that mail, even if there is Ivan will have rights to edit, but let's say Christine will not have rights to edit, but she will view because she's part of wholesome, but she's not part of the people shared with edit and comment. So that is something we should note. So going forward, I know you have picked it. Then the moment, now, some companies have restricted this from the admin level. When you come to a personal email, I'm going to show you that. So you see here, I can't share this to the public. It means that even if I shared this link, I copied this link and I shared it in any WhatsApp group outside there, those people will not look at that data. That's what companies do. But when you come to our personal emails, like this one, when I come to this restricted, for it, it has anyone with the link. You see, when I say anyone with the link and even put editor, it means that even if this link was shared with someone I don't know in India, that person will edit this data, even will delete some of the sheets. So that's the problem now with our Gmail. I think that you're now getting it why companies have workspaces on Google because of those protection rights. So this is so risky, anyone with link. When you do anyone with link, make sure that you always leave it as view, such that even if you share with people, they will view, they will never edit your data. That's what I do when I'm sharing like content I create of sheets, such that I need those people when they watch, they view their data, but they don't have to edit it. I think I've done that, right? Maybe I can go to Adolph's question. So this one has been shared. Then it's good this one has happened. You see, I've tapped on it, but it is showing me I need to request for access. Why? Because it is this email. So you'll find that maybe they have shared with another email of mine. So which means someone will have shared with your work email, but because you have logged on your personal and work email, you'll always open Google Sheets and they will show this. And you keep sending them screenshots. I can't access, yet here the email is looking at your personal email, not your company email. So always come click here. Then it will open all the emails you are logged in, select the email that is supposed to open that document. So me, I will assume maybe they have shared with this. I will click on this, we see whether it will. So also this one has no access. So which means this email, this sheet, I can't access it because my email was not put part of the people supposed to either to view, to comment, or to, I think, Susan, I don't know whether you can change the rights to edit there, then we can open it. Meanwhile, we can be getting more questions as they change those rights. So which means I can't access that document because this email was not put part of the document. And it being a company resource, or it is logged, the owner is at Lafarge, you can never, no one at Gmail can ever open it when it is not put part of the copy of the people supposed to open, edit, and view comment. Susan, have you shared with me?
I'm not making what? I'm not able to edit, but I might share a copy of it. Because it's only the owner who can share.
Ah, okay. So, Adolf have shown you how you can share. Maybe if you have a potential of sharing, you can share to this email. I'm typing there.
A bit while we are waiting the sharing, as you say that people have changed now, they have gone to Google. Companies are changing. Yeah, I think even him has changed. We have gone to Google, but we have a challenge. For example, making a report. We have been used of Excel. You just do your thing in Excel and you send. How can you tackle that? Like, how can we have that report done using a Google and shared with the people?
Okay, like maybe if I
Chris,
can.
Chris, maybe also to start
for example, a dispatch report.
Actually, Chris, maybe also let me also add on what Nicholas is trying to say. As Nama and the team, we have been having this particular discussion now. I think it's coming to about a week or so. But when we tried engaging IT, actually most of them, okay, I will not mention the name, but they're saying some of the Excel file, okay, some of the reports that we are doing need authorization, despite having the Lafarge, like emailing list. But then I asked myself then that how would one tackle, for instance, a challenge of that nature where somebody is part of the group, but then is not in position to even do the editing in the document itself?
No, actually, that is the protection. That is the protection capability that the business is trying to look at. For you, you see like it is stressing you out, but at data protection, it is the business wins. Imagine if you shared your data with a competitor, how it looks like, and you cannot. When such Google Sheets are created, it means that you'll always be restricted to share with outside users. So most of the things, the protections that are put across, always the users will find it like stressing, but we take the hit and learn the hard way maybe. The first thing I will tell you why companies are shifting to online. They are protecting data from competition. They are protecting loss of data. They are protecting a lot. So I know that conversation can go even up to tomorrow, but a lot is being protected in the back end. Maybe the team here can always request for the reasons of transfer, of which IT will always tell you cost. So this is the document shared by Adolf, and I will have to guess that Adolf was not part of the session last week, because we dealt with this. For the question you asked, that when you do a filter here, you'll see there is blank. Why there is blank? Because the first row you're dealing with is already blank. That's why these filters, they are reading up to their bottom. They can't go further, even 5 columns down. So when you select up to here and you put filters again, you'll find that now we are looking, just a moment, you'll find that this time they are, let me sort using this. This time they're only having these transporters that are here. Even you see this green line, it shows you that the filters are ending here. So what does that one mean? You can't deal with data that is not yet cleaned. We saw how we are cleaning this last time. I think I'm just going to wrap up for, yeah, we shall add more 30 minutes. I had promised the maximum we shall go 1 and 30 minutes. So quickly cleaning that, as some of us, we think about the questions. Last time I told you when you import a HODIM document like this, copy it, put it on another sheet, paste it as values. Come here on edit, you paste as values, paste values like this. So the moment you paste values, you'll have removed the merging rows and columns. You would have removed a lot of things you don't know in the back end. How have I done that? Select the whole sheet from this corner. Copy, come on another sheet, paste values. The moment you have pasted values, the next thing you do, we said we are removing the blank columns. It is that with Google Sheets, there is no option of select blanks, like how we were doing that in Excel. You'll either deal with them one by one, or last time we said you can select. Last time I think we highlighted blanks, something like that. I think we came to conditional formatting and we highlighted blanks. I think we did that. So if you don't want to do that, then you go ahead, select one by one by pressing a control. As you select anything without a heading, it means that it is a blank. So you select one by one, not until all of them are done, like this. I can even drag if there is space like this up here. But you should be pressing a control down like this. Yeah, it is some work to do. Now, these I've selected all the blanks. Oh, sorry. So I'll right click on one of them, then you say delete selected columns. I will delete all the selected columns. All the blanks are gone. Next thing, select everything again. We said removing duplicates, that one is simple. Removing those blank rows, it is a matter of removing duplicates. Select everything, come to data, then you go to, you see data cleanup here. There is remove duplicates. Then also Google Sheets can give you cleanup suggestions. So if I do cleanup suggestions, it will always tell me the cleanup suggestions, but currently it can't give me that remove blank rows. So I'll go ahead with my remove duplicates. Why am I removing duplicates? Because those blank rows are duplicates to each other. They will all be removed and I'll remain with one. So remove duplicates, and here we go. I've remained with one which is at the bottom and one which is at the top. I can select them by pressing a control button, select both. Actually, when you press a control, you can select the many arrows, the many rows you want, even skipping. So when I right click on one and delete, it will delete all of them. So here I'm selecting this and this, right click, delete selected rows. It will delete the two. Here I have already done the cleaning. The cleaning is done, the partial one. Now here Adobe, the moment you put your filters, you'll be able to have all your data filtered at once. Because when you put the filter, you'll see the green line, which will show you that everything is put together. Or the difference, you'll always see that where your data is ending filtering, you'll always see a difference between these rows and these ones. These ones are more white, these ones have a greenish. Now, let me insert here a blank row. I show you what it means. Insert a blank row above. Here we are chanced that the filter is still there. Let me remove it. As I'm clicking on the top data, put it again. You see, when I put it again, it ends where the blank is ending. So in cleaning your data, you have to remove the blank rows and blank columns. That is mandatory. So you'll find that you'll do all what you're doing. This data will not be part of your analysis. So it is just a matter of removing this, remove, delete the row, and when I click on filter, click again, it will pick it up. So I think Adolf, you answered, and even many others you answered who were not part of our call last week. That's how we clean data, specifically actually for that report that you get from HODIM. With SAP, it may be better off than how this one is. Then you'll go ahead with date. You do the magic. You see when you double click here, it doesn't show the calendar, which means it is not in a date format. The first option, let's try to see whether if we use this format, you click on, you come on custom number format, there is custom date and time. So when I come on custom date, then I choose out the format I want. If I want this, I say apply. The moment I say apply, this one will be done that way. But this data was not for 7th April. I presume this data was for 4th July. So automatically here, Excel will have messed you out. So I will do again. You see it was for 4th July. So last time we had another technique we used by replacing -07 dash with a July. So by saying Control F, like this, then I say, find where there is /07/, replace it with dash, July dash. The moment you do that, and you say replace all, it automatically even aligns it on the right, and it is giving me July. So here I can go ahead even and change to the different formats I may need. Even I can change to such a format. This one, when I say apply, you see it changes. The moment I double click here, it gives me 4th of July. So there are many formats here. You can go ahead always and tweak your data. You can tweak these formats. You can say this one, I need to delete it. Here, I need to put a day, maybe day, okay. So let me delete all this. I create my own format. You see, you can delete everything here. And you start now. I want to begin with a day. It has gone there. You can even get your own custom. Say, my custom, I want to put, in the mid, I want to put art. Then you come and say, I want a month, I put art. Here, art. Then I put a year. The moment I say apply, you see your date will be in that format. And when you double click on it, it is a date. But that was your own format. You wanted just this format. Just confusing people. People will think it is not a date, but this is a date. Because you customized it from the start. So you can go always ahead and customize. And when you come back, you'll always find this custom here because you have ever used it. So, but there are those customs that are always created by Google Sheets. They will always be there by default. So when you click on it, you see it changes it, apply, and boom, there you go. So guys, I think that is it. Now, what else was I know I've touched a lot. Let's go back on the course outline. As we receive questions, this is done. This is done.
Yes, Sabiti, I have a question here.
Yes.
Thanks very much. I'm just trying to understand if I'm building a dashboard in Google Sheet. How do I get rid of column numbers and row A, B, C, D, E, F, and 1, 2, 3 in my dashboard, but using Google Sheet?
Getting rid of A, B, C, D, and on the other point, I would say, why do you need to get rid of them? But here, there is what we have here. What he has asked, I'm going to show you what you are able to hide and what you can't hide. So when you come on view, there is always show here. So when you come on show, there is formulas, protected ranges, grid lines, and formula bar. Those are the things you can hide, which means if I click on formula bar, the formula bar will disappear. Someone will share with you a Google Sheet, you can't see the formula bar, you hustle, but it will always be here, which means they will have unticked this. This is the formula bar, such that when you say like equals to sum, where you always see the formula from. That's what we call a formula bar. Then another thing you can hide or show is always the grid lines, you see? I know some people don't like using grid lines, so you can hide them this way. You can hide them, or you can go and again show them. Those are the first things you can do. Then even if there is a formula in your data, let's say if there is a formula equals to count, and I'm counting the whole of this. Oh, I'm supposed to use count A. Remember, count in Excel counts only numbers, and count A is the one that counts strings. We did that, we are not going to go back. So if you have a formula like this and someone says show, view, show formulas, it means that even if you have many formulas like this, everything in your report or in your spreadsheet will show formulas. If you go back on view and you untick the show formulas, why do we do this? Sometimes you may have data and you want to see where they are, which column is having formulas and which one is not calculated. That's why we do this quick check. But you can always, even if you don't select, you can always go and show and you say formula like this, it will bring now instead numbers, the counts. So you can't hide these like how we do in Excel, but there is a way of hiding it. The way is here. You create a script. I don't want to go there. You create a script is like coding for you to hide these. Scripting, you can do anything. So for now, you're not going to hide them, but you can always work with them. And when you create a dashboard, it doesn't mean that you have always to share that. And if you want always to make sure that this part doesn't move, like your data should never be scrollable. Maybe that's what you were targeting. Always come here at the end where you want, where your dashboard is ending. Let's say row 30, Control Shift downwards, right click and delete all these. And at the moment, even you do this, Control Shift on the right, click the delete those blank columns. So you see now we have nothing this side, we have nothing at the bottom, which means you see I can't scroll because this is already what I have. You get? So if you wanted it that way, then you can always do like that for your dashboard, such that people can't scroll. It will always be a one-pager and no one has the rights to scroll. But the moment you come and add more rows here like this, it means now it is scrollable like this, you get? So maybe that is some trick you can use if you're running with dashboards.
Okay, thanks, Sabiti. Thank you so much.
Someone else? It is a Q&A session, guys. Don't go with your question on mind and you start regretting, why didn't I ask that question? Ask anything. I know you'll take some time to master Google Sheets if you have not mastered this, but it is always practice. Okay, as questions come in, let me look into my list. Inserting data chart.
Chris.
Yes.
Chris.
Yep.
This is someone. I think my major area of interest, I don't know whether you've tackled it, is that very one you've highlighted.
Yes. Did you join us last week?
Sure.
Say no.
But
No, because you didn't. Last week, yeah, you see we did this. We did the charts, actually. We did the charts. This time I was just going to brush. So I know the video was posted just due to time, and there are some questions coming through. For you to create graphs, we have seen from time memorial when we started this program that your data should always be summarized. We'll cancel this. So to summarize your data, you create pivots, guys. I know it is part of the list. So you'll always go to insert, you insert pivots. We did that last time. You'll check with the videos that were posted. So the moment you insert pivot, we have rows, columns, values, and filters. Now we want to look at commercial carrier, you pick it in rows. Want to look at the values, which is quantity, you carry it and put it under values like this. So you'll have created your filter. So this filter, you can go ahead and last time, even if you don't drag, there is another option of clicking on add, then it will bring you the options. You select the options. So if I select day, it will bring for me the days in the rows. I come on values, I need quantity, it will bring me the quantities. So it is giving me the volumes per day. So last time, now it is from here you can insert a chart. So if I come here and I say insert a chart, it will insert a chart like this. You see what has been inserted because of the grand total. That's why you see others are like invisible. So if I don't need grand totals, you can always click back in your pivot. You see this, you always remove short totals. The moment you remove short totals, you see our graph now starts breathing. So that is from 1st to 30th. That's how you can insert charts. Go ahead and do all the dynamics, visit that video because you may not do everything we did last time. But when you double click on this chart, you'll get the chart setup options and customization. So you can always go there, change colors. We did that step by step, and you'll be able to go through that everything. But in case you still have challenges, please, you can always post on WhatsApp. Someone will always pick it up. So you can even change the chart from here, from that to maybe a line chart, a smooth chart like that, or from that to a line
Chris,
chart like, yep.
That is clear now, eh? That is clear now. Okay.
Yeah, so we did that last time, but in case you still have challenges with charts, I know not every data that is always the same. You can always post it out or stress it out with the colleagues. They will always come to your rescue. So I think that is part of inserting data charts and inserting pivots. So formatting and editing chart elements, we did that last time. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, let's use this. I can call it summary. So if you want to go ahead and do all the customization here, it is something small, always double clicking in that chart. You'll always get options here. Try to play with those options, you'll know what they do. Because the moment you don't try them out, you may take time to know what they do. Let me see if I can bring here the count of tracks. So when I come to value and I say add another column, it is picking shift to, no, it was a misclick. So here I can pick where tracks, where vehicles, tracks here. So you see it is counting vehicles. And here we should count unique. So it will count for us unique vehicles that have appeared on that day. But for now, let's go with that number. So if you needed to add this number on this chart, what do? You'll always come double click on this chart, come on setup. You see this chart is picking from A1 to B32. We want it to cover also C. It is just a matter of changing this to C, or delete everything here. Click on this select data again. Then you select your data fresh like this. So the moment you select your data fresh and say okay, have I clicked okay? So the moment I click okay, you see the number of tracks is very slim at the bottom, which I don't want. So you can always go there, go ahead and change either this to another type of chart like this combo. It will give you the other one in charts and the other line and the other in bars. So you can always go ahead and switch this by here on customizing. You come on series. No. Chat type, series. What is the legends? So when you come on series and say the quantity, the sum, this one we needed it as a line, and no, these ones are columns. You may say that I need this as a line. Then you come the counts. I need these as bars, columns like this, and they will become very small, and you'll wonder what have I not done. So it is always relative because the other one is quantity in tons or in kilograms, and these are numbers. So it is always relative to put it on its own axis. Last time I told you that when you have more than one series, you'll always have this part. So I will say, come and put the other one on the right axis. So this one will be on the right axis alone, showing from 0 to 200 because these are numbers. And this one will be on the left axis because these are tons. So you see that it is now speaking out the context of the data. So you see where we have many vehicles. That day we had many high tonnage going out. Now where you have an outlier is something like this, or you can go ahead and make this one a combo, but with smooth. Where do I adjust this? So there are many types of charts. You can always play with your data, my dear friends. So you can't finish everything. So let me not confuse you. Let's stay at this. So you can go ahead and add data labels. We saw last time how we add data labels on series. Move down at the end, you'll find data labels here. Why am I adding data labels? And I'm adding data labels for the bars because it is the series that is selected. The moment you don't want to show for that and you want to show for the line, then you first select the sum quantity, then you come and say show data labels. It will select that. So there is a lot to look into and adjusting on your end. Then you can always change that format. I remember last time I showed you how you can change custom formats in Excel. Like if I want to put this in K, which means I will do hash, hash dot hash, then comma, I put quotes K like this. No, this is a dot. That's a dot. So the moment you say apply, you see, I don't know whether everyone has seen that. So you see, I've customized this such that it should read in kilos, even though their data is in thousands. So you can always customize your data. In case you need those such, you can always ask me. I'll always have a video I can give you to watch through, even if I can't attend to you one-on-one. So you see now that I have squeezed them into another custom. It is now more visible to the viewers than it was cluttered the other time. But always you put data labels when they are needed. If you see it is not a requirement, don't put them. And the moment you put data labels, which means you no longer need the axis. So you can always go ahead and delete the axis or you hide it. We did that in Excel. Any other question? Time can run. So any other question? So adding and removing data from charts. So adding and removing data from charts, we have done that. Inserting sparklines. Let me take you through this. Inserting sparklines. Now, how do you get to reach a point of sparklines? Let's imagine we have our data summarized. I will delete this. I no longer need it. I have my pivot, which is this. I want to summarize this pivot. What can I use? Materials, packages. Let me use package. So I will pick package and put it under columns. So you see when I put package under columns, then I don't need count. Let me remove count, such that I remain with bulk, craft, and WPP. So let me remove grand totals. I've told you, just come here and untick this. They will go off. Now, if you want to have sparklines here, it is always a formula. The formula is called equals to sparklines. This, I know you have seen those sparklines somewhere and you wonder how people put them. So when you click on this sparkline, it will ask you to select the data. So I'll select from here up to here. Then let me put a comma. It shows you if you have any other options. Now the options here, if you want to make, there is a chart type, if you want bars, marks, color, and everything. So for now, let's remain with the default. So the moment I close this and enter, this is a sparkline, by the way. I wish I had something that is speaking more. Actually, let's put the packages on rows and we put the dates on columns. Let's do this switch like this, like that. Now, oh, there is this that is blocking it. I have to first remove this formula. Then I have to put the packages on columns. No, it has gone back. This put here, put this on columns. So this is what I wanted. So I'll reduce these to now you're having data that is running from first. Let me copy. I just want something small we can all appreciate. Let me copy this and paste it here. Just, oh, sorry. I'm pasting values. Undo. I want just this, copy and paste values here. I just want these. I want to show you how we put sparklines. Now, if I want sparklines, to put sparklines and I see how the trend was on a daily, which means I'll come here, maybe I can call this sparkline. Those people who may create dashboards or you want to see the trend in a cell, so you always say equals to sparkline, like this. Select your data from the start up to the end, enter. So this is it. Oh, this is it. So when you drag this to the bottom, it will always pick even for the others. So here you can easily tell, so I can even increase the height of the rows. So here someone can easily tell, but by the way, craft started when it was high, it lowered. You can easily tell. So it works better if you have the grid lines. Let's put the grid lines such that you can see where this is passing. So this is it. So you can easily tell that bulk was constant at some point, it hiked up at some day, went down. It is just a trend, to show a trend. If you are not in position to have like charts, or if you have too much data that you can't put it in charts, you can always have sparklines and it will explain better to those people who will need to look at it. Now, if you want to go forward and put other options, I'll come to this formula. You see there is now, when you say comma and you open those curly brackets and you put a chart type. If I put bar chart, this has to be in quotes like this. Like this. Let me see. No, even that's an error. Actually, it can't give us bar. It has to be column. Quotes here. Also, I think we are missing out something. Column. Anyway, chart type. Oh, yeah. This is what I was missing out. I'm supposed to first state the chart type. Then I do a comma, I put colon like this. Yep. Here we go. So you see that we're having this trend. You can even go ahead and give it a color like green. So when I drag this to the top, it flashes for all the others. So here you can easily tell that this one started low, went like that. You can easily tell the trends without even going for charts. So that is a hint on sparklines. Go and read about them. They are good to use always in data. If you do a lot of data analysis, you will find that you will always need them part of your raw data, even if you don't have charts all over. So you can go ahead and read about them. Even you can mark the maximum values. You can give them colors a lot. Go and read about it. Yeah. Last time we talked about alternating colors, which was this. I can do it for those ones who were absent. Do we have data that needs alternating color here? Okay.
Sabiti, I just Sabiti.
Yeah.
About sparklines, is it possible, like in Excel, when we do Control Q, you can able to get some quick analysis in your data? Is it possible to get quick analysis in Excel? I mean in Google Sheet through Control Q or something? Do we have a shortcut there?
No. Yes, I know what you're talking about, like where you select and Excel gives you here a hint.
Yes, or you do Control Q and it gives you a hint on quick analysis for that data.
No, this one doesn't give that. Only that at some point there is where we have data column statistics. I think let me run into this since you have asked it. Where did I have my summary? Was this my summary? Okay, let me copy this. Let me copy this. Now we have raw data. Let me use raw data. Now, in raw data, when you select your data and you go to data, there is column statistics, but column statistics actually is about the column. So if I select a column here and I go to data, even if I don't run reports, I can always run the column statistics. It will give me hints on that column. It will tell me that column, this is the distribution. I wish I got data that is concentrated like this. So editing a pivot, we said that's where you click. I'm taking back that one there. I'm bringing back the packages on column. So I'm going to remove the pivot from this by copying and pasting values. Do we still have edit? No. So hide controls, hide all. So here, when you come to column statistics, if I select the whole of this and go to column statistics like this, it will always give me a lot of insights about that column. But if you're in your raw data, you can pick any other column. Let me pick a column for vehicles. And go to column statistics. Let me cancel it. Data, column statistics. It will always give you statistics. So here there is no distribution. Then it will tell me most frequency. This vehicle has appeared 26 times. This one is appearing 24 times. Then if you want to list, this one is appearing once, like that. Those are the statistics you can get for that type of data. Let me go to another type of data. This one also is giving that. Let me come to these ones. They are telling me Ariana is appearing 181 times. Shaka is appearing 165. The totals, they have 3 total rows are these, unique. So you have solve 2 here, it will show you that you have 231 unique, which means minus the solve 2, they become 230, which means you have 200. And that there is NARA. So column is Power BI. But in case the population needs us to come back tomorrow for Google Sheets, you can always send your questions prior, then we shall look at the question, the magnitude of the question, then it will give us a hint either tomorrow to come back for Google Sheets or not. Then, I've not tackled anything to do with formulas. Every formula we did in Excel is the same as how it is done in Google Sheets. There will be a few things to tweak, but everything is always the same. So that's why you see these text functions, left, right, mid, concatenate, split. It is the same thing as how it is done in Excel. The VLOOKUP is the same thing as how it is in Excel. If error, all formulas are nearly the same thing, and Google Sheet has more formulas than Excel has, because Excel, most of them have to be paid for. So Google Sheets, you find that even you have XLOOKUP, which we don't have in Excel. So maybe we shall come on about the vast bit of that. Just collect the question, let them come through. Maybe we shall create another session for this. If you have a formula that is giving you headache, post it and tell us what you are trying to use it for. Maybe we can always give you an alternative. But otherwise, guys, I think we shall beg to stop if there is no any question. But if there is a question, we can still give it like 3 to 2 minutes, just to make sure that we don't leave with an unanswered question. Anyone in the background with a question, or I know you have all dealt with Google Sheets for the last days. You should have had something that has given you a headache and someone has not brought it across. Please, you can always be free to bring it on board. But otherwise, silence will mean that everything is covered. So I think that is it. The recording today may not be so much helpful in your practice, because we have been hinting here and there. It is not. It is just scrambling from one topic to another. I'll be creating a video for full Google Sheet from basic to advanced, I can say. I know it will take like 1 hour. I will share with you guys, so you can always, and I will give it a text table of contents. You can always go in the descriptions and click on those. You skip on what you want to view. You shouldn't always view a video from 0 to 50 because something you want is at 50. So you can always skip. And that's why we always put table of contents. I think that is it, guys. I will wish you a good evening. In case there is no question, but I just leave the questions coming in the background.